Okay, so this is a recipe. It is 2.5 cups of sugar. How much sugar is needed to make 1/3 of the recipe? Okay, so we just first have to get a feel for what the hell is going on and what does that actually mean. So here's a cup and there's sugar. I'm trying to get the lid off this big bucket of something. Yeah, it's shut. Open up the bucket here. Come on. Because there's no point. Get some sort of understanding and then we're in business. Okay, here's the bowls. Here's the bowls. Now, what was it? 2.5 cups? Okay, here's one. It's actually flaxseed, but it looks like sugar. Just imagine sugar. That's 2 cups. And here is a half. Now, what do we have to do? We have to get a what of it? Okay. 1/3 of it. Just don't forget about the math. Just do it in real life. If you were to get a 1/3 of that, what would you do? Here it is. Ah, good. Portion of 3 different portions. Okay. And I just want you to take a guess as to what 1/3 would be. So that I'm going to guess that yeah, actually, you know what? I've got an idea. Okay. I'm going to level it out. And like you said, that was a good point. 3 different portions. Zoom out. Okay. Yeah. How about this? How about I'll divide it up into thirds, kind of like that. Make sense? So here's 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. And I'm not very good at this, but it's something like that. But can we all see and feel like this is what we're talking about, like 1/3. We want to get 1/3 of it. All right? So that's how I'm estimating it. I'm estimating, and I'm going to grab that and see what that is. But I want you to take a guess as to how many cups 1/3 is. The whole thing is how much? 3/4 of a cup. That's a good guess. The whole thing is what? 2.5, and we want 1/3. Your guess is 3/4 of a cup. That's a pretty good guess. And you're nice because you know what? You said it's less than 2.5, right? So now let's hit the paper. Okay. Every problem should be done like this. If it's right. We get 1/3 of 2.5 cups. That's what we have to do, right? Okay. The math trick, the mathy trick here is, what does of mean in math? Right. Wait, you know what? Here's another trick with math is I'm just going to ask you a totally different question. Do this for me. Get 1/3 of 60. Just get 1/3 of 60. Off you go. Right, what should the answer be? Just tell me the answer right off the bat. Take your time. Take your time. 1/3 of 60. It's definitely $20. 1/3 of $60 is $20. Got it? Okay, so what math should we have done with those numbers to get the right answer? Right? Yeah. But how about watch this. How about call of is multiply and do 1/3 multiplied by 60. Or 60 over 1. Now do that and see what you get. Alright. So now do this. 1/3 times 6 over 1. 1/3 times 60 over 1. Yes, good point. There's 2 ways we can go. Okay, Fine, that's 1 times 60, 60 over 3 times 1, 3. 60 over 3 is 20. Or like you said, you could have cross-cancelled 3's and got 1 times 20 is 20 over 1 times 1 is 1, then that's 20. So there's two ways of doing that, right? But in any case, yeah. Sure. Awesome. So based on this easy, so here's another way. There's two ways to figure. There's lots of ways to understand math. You can get manipulatives out. You can think about it. You can see it. You can touch it. You can make up simple problems and do the same procedure for the more complicated ones. So that's the procedure for this problem. We got a third of $60. What's the procedure for this? Yeah, go back to the actual problem we need to do, and what should we do? Yeah. Yeah. So 1/3 times, I'm just going to say 2.5. Yeah. 1/3 times, and this, like you say, turn this into an improper fraction. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. So that's 5 halves. So that's 1/3 of 5 halves, right? Sure. There we get 5 over 6 cups, right? And so back to our original, we estimated about 3/4, but yeah, it's 6 cups. And crucially, it's definitely less than 2.5. So if your answer is more than 2.5, you're definitely wrong, folks. But this is definitely right. Right.